All right, here we go. AMA, Ask Me Anything with Elissa. Saba7o, habibi, and welcome back to Womena's channel. I'm Elissa Freiha, founder of Womena, and I am on holiday. So for this week's episode, we're gonna be doing a good old Q&A. I asked you all last week to send me over your questions on Instagram, and I'm gonna do my best to answer them as openly and honestly as possible in today's episode. Sounds fun? Let's get to it. Welcome to Saba7o. So before we get started, let me just take a minute to let you know where I am. I am on the lovely island of Elissa with my amazing family. And usually we'll do a yearly holiday together, but because of COVID, like a lot of people, my family's been spread out over the world and we haven't been able to actually meet up and get together, all of us, in too many years. It took me over 14 hours and 3 different flights just to get here. But I'm thrilled and I'm ready for some squishy, loving, wonderful family time. Going to Elissa, Elissa and Elissa. Hey. Up this beautiful garden and I realized that right in front of my room is an olive tree and a beautiful little pomegranate tree. Look at that. You see that? Look at you, gorgeous. Yum, the birds are gonna love this. All right, so let's get to your questions. Your questions for me. Boom. Where are you from? Easy. I was actually born and raised in Paris and lived in Dubai for the last 8 years fully. I have now since relocated and I spend a majority of my time in Egypt by the Red Sea. Why do you live in Egypt? Is it for a project or do you like Egypt? Well, I'll tell you, I love Egypt. Egypt is a country that has been calling to me for a very, very long time. And it's a place that's always fascinated me. And when I started my business, as we were growing, we were working more and more with Egyptian companies and spending more time in Egypt. And actually in 2019, there was a plan to open another Womena office in Cairo. And I was gonna be relocating to Maadi to help us open that office. And then of course, the universe has its plans, COVID happens, and all of these expected plans were just canceled. So when the world started opening up again and I was able to visit Egypt and I got to explore the entire country and see all of these new places outside of the city of Cairo, which I had never had the luxury of seeing. I got to see Nueva, I got to see Siwa, I got to see Fayoum, I got to see Guna, and Cairo, obviously. And the country just kind of aligned, things aligned. I felt that I was called to kind of spend more time here. Next up, do I have a boyfriend? Yes, I do have a boyfriend. Why did you decide to stop Womena's accelerator program, Momentum? I love this question because it also means that you have been following both me and Womena's work for a while. And so you've seen the evolution of the company. This is something I'm very, very proud of. For those of you who don't know, Womena hosted an accelerator program called Momentum from 2018 to 2020. Part of the reason of hosting an accelerator program in the first place for us was to be able to correct the wrong information and the wrong guidance that had been given to Womena and help fast track female tech founded businesses into a much more stable place and basically, construct a path for success for them. The first 2 seasons were actually filmed for a web series, and you can see them right here on our YouTube channel. There's a whole playlist just for this show, and you can see how different this accelerator was from anything else that existed in the market, mostly because it was an accelerator made by entrepreneurs and not an accelerator made by a government or some corporate company that just wanted PR. It was done by our community, for our community. So the reason I decided to stop this program is actually quite interesting. We had our partners secured for a few years down the line. There wasn't necessarily a reason in their eyes that we should have stopped. And we did because it actually wasn't financially viable. So we were either operating at a loss with the accelerator program or just breaking even. And there wasn't a way to continue to sustainably host the program the way that we wanted to every year. But the way that Womena was running it is that we actually customized so many different aspects of the program to benefit the startups. And that customization was incredibly expensive. So the main decision that we decided to stop Momentum was because it wasn't the most financially viable direction for our company to take. And we realized that the impact was greater through the storytelling that came out of the accelerator than the accelerator itself. Yes, the accelerator was impact for the people in the program, both the participants and those hosting the program. It impacted all of our lives, but that might have been a maximum of about 40 people. Whereas the media that we made, the storytelling that we made, that came from the Momentum Accelerator, reached millions of people. And those millions of people had their perceptions shift, their perceptions of what a tech founder looks like, their perceptions of what they're capable of. And that was really the whole purpose of Womena. The purpose of Womena is to make the world a better place by impacting people, creating change, tangible, real change, through shifting their perspectives and letting you see and hear from our community directly. So if you guys want to hear more about the accelerator, about the first few versions of Womena and my entrepreneurial journey, let me know in the comments down below. On to the next question. What is the hardest part of being a female founder / CEO? The hardest part about being a female founder is the fact that you actually are treated differently as a female founder. You are perceived differently as a female founder. The hardest part is accepting that. Is not just accepting it, but also becoming aware of it. Legitimately raising your awareness enough to understand the perception of you is completely different. The perception of your qualities is completely different. The perception of your strength and your abilities, the idea that you might get pregnant one day, or if you're married, that your husband might get involved, or if you're unmarried, that you might get married and get distracted. All of these things kind of play into the real judgments that are facing you when you're asking for money, or when you're talking to press, or when you're looking for partners on a larger scale. You have to understand that there is subconscious bias in the world, even if you don't want to accept it. That's the crazy thing about being a female founder, is most female founders don't ever want to admit, they don't want to accept, and they might not even be aware that they are treated differently. And you will hear so many female founders say that I didn't realize that I was treated differently. I've never been treated differently just because I'm a woman. And you may not have noticed it, but you are treated differently because you're a woman. VCs talk about you differently because you're a woman. There may be comments about your appearance as well as the validity of your business plan because you're a woman, like there wouldn't be for a male counterpart. There might be doubts about your intelligence or your commitment because you're a female founder and you might be of a certain age. That is legitimate. That is real. That exists. And most female founders don't like to accept that. So, as much as I don't like that question because it isolates the point of being a female founder, and I also don't like the idea of victimizing oneself because, oh, woe is me, I happen to be a woman. Being a woman is amazing, and being underestimated in business is even better. But you need to become aware that other people are underestimating you, and you need to accept it, and then learn and adapt accordingly, depending on the situations that present themselves. I feel like this is a pretty long video. There were a few more questions I didn't get to answer today. So if you want more questions, let me know in the comments below or DM me on Instagram and I'll try to do another one of these videos. Let me know if you liked it. So until next time, don't forget to smash the like and the subscribes and all of those different things that the internet tells you to do, like you smash the patriarchy, and follow me or Womena.